all the things that were flying in the face of a drag
many
racer this
people
weekend.
didn't end up going to this event or canceled plans to
Right.
go.
I mean, gas is
talked to.
$600 a gallon,
Yep.
essentially. Diesel's completely out of control, and it's changing. Man, I talked to multiple people who were like, when I left the shop, gas was $4 a gallon. By the time I got to Florida, it was $5.50 or almost $6, right? I mean, it's like, to think about that moving goalpost or whatever you want to call it, a moving variable the whole time you're traveling.
If you're on a budget. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, man.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and I understand that,
Hello,
you're going to spend
everybody.
what's a couple $100 here and there, whatever. But you start to think about, all right, I'm staring down the barrel of not a slight chance of rain. I mean, Friday was calling for, I believe, and Saturday, 100% chance of rain. The biggest enemy of all drag racing promoters and track owners, the weatherman, had damn near put the nail in the coffin of the Gator Nationals. Yet here these sons of guns come in droves with motorhomes and stacker trailers.
You can't trust those son of bitches.
You cannot. But I mean, can you imagine a hobby, no matter how passionate you are, no matter how hardcore you are, a hobby that's going to require you to like go park in a swamp, watch as your $500,000 investment begins to sink, right? Well knowing that, wow, it's going to be a disaster to get this thing out of here. Not say maybe we shouldn't do this. Not say screw it, next week we'll try to go racing. Say instead, let's run to Home Depot and buy spend more money, work harder. Let's go buy some plywood. Yeah. Let's go to Harbor Freight and buy some blue tarp.
This golf cart isn't going to cut it for. We're gonna stop by and get one of these Argos.
I mean, it's literally how it feels. They're like, I mean, I saw race team after race team after race team, which we all know is not across the board, but when you go to an event like that, you have to be reminded, let's just say for the sake of round numbers, if there's 500 race cars, there's 40 pro teams there or less, right? That have real deal hired gun help, real deal paid employees that have like insurance and retirement or whatever based on racing. Almost everyone else there working on a race car is a volunteer working for beer
on asphalt, and everyone else is parked on grass. How many? We saw so many cars. These guys plywood backed up to the back door, or pallets up to the side door to the trailer, and just to get their car over off the grass onto the asphalt. That's where they put the Pro Jacks or whatever other jack setup they've got to warm the car up. How many cars did we see? You couldn't get through some of the pits because everyone had their cars on the little strip of asphalt.
And I got to be honest, man, I'm not trying to belabor this point too much, but I don't think I can. I mean, someone like the NHRA, and maybe they did this, I don't know. We spent a ton of time this past weekend bragging on the NHRA, right? The safety safari specifically, and they deserved it. I saw those photos of the racing surface circulating social media on Saturday morning, and I was worried.
We were looking at that. It's sitting in traffic.
Literally. And I'm going, I don't know if there's going to be enough racetrack out there, knowing enough to be dangerous about running a racetrack and prepping a racetrack. I'm going, I would say that's typically like a work day building a rubber base, right? I mean, you're going to spend 6-8 hours probably easy. If you're not a pro, even longer, getting that racetrack ready to run. The NHRA Safety Safari had that bad boy on kill, ready to produce record-setting runs inside of 3 hours. Massively impressive, and all weekend long, we were given rounds of applause to the NHRA Safety Safari. And
I think our residential pro, Tyler Crossnow, he was mentioning it, in our work. We have a work channel in Slack where we talk about racing all weekend, and I think he was surprised even.
Oh, I think anybody that knows anything about that part of our sport and what's required to run these cars and what it takes to develop a high-quality racing surface where you can race professional drag racing vehicles on and produce record-setting runs, especially in mine shaft conditions, it ain't easy. It ain't for the faint of heart in that situation. And I give all the credit in the world to the NHRA and the Safety Safari team. Massively and powerful effort. Jeff Conley, the whole team, I'm blown away. And we gave him a round of applause multiple times. I heard multiple racers, saying, "Hey, huge shout out to the NHRA Safety Safari." I heard Alan Reinhart, the official announcer of the NHRA, mention it several times. But what I would like to do right now in this moment is let's maybe have a moment of silence for the people who are going to have to wash these motorhomes. Like let's talk about that. Like let's have a round of applause for the racers that all but ruined their prized possessions this past weekend, all in the pursuit of speed, all in the pursuit of winning a drag race, turning on win lights, winning a Wally. And I don't know that it is, and I surely hope it's not lost on the NHRA brass. That's the point I want to make right here and now. Do we recognize, do we understand, do we truly appreciate what these guys and gals are doing? Like the amount of effort, the amount of money. I mean, it's one thing to spend money on gas, and it's one thing to spend money on rods and pistons and oil and spark plugs and all the other consumables that go along with drag racing at a high level. But you got to stack on top of that. Like now we've got a motorhome that's buried in a parking lot somewhere. We've got another race to get to. This is so expensive. It's so laborsome. And I hope the racing community knows how much they're appreciated. And maybe they don't hear it enough, and that's what we're here to do. That's what Drag Illustrated exists to do, is to celebrate the men and women who go drag racing every weekend, to make sure that they know their efforts are noticed, that to validate those efforts. And I just hope the NHRA, again, I'm not saying it is lost on them, but I hope they really, truly appreciate the magic thing they have, because this is a truly unique group of people that I don't think exist in many other places. And for them to be willing to go to such great lengths to go drag racing, to put on a show for those fans we just talked about, I can't say enough about this group of people. I think it's a special community. I'm obviously